Tributes continue to pour in for renowned philanthropist, cricket enthusiast as well as businessman Mthetheleli Ngumbela. The 81-year-old was involved in a car accident on the N2 in the Eastern Cape while traveling with his wife. To help us know more about Mr. Ngumbela, we've roped in sports commentary royalty in Bra ZB. In my case, I'll call him Bab ZB, or we can go by his ID name, which is of course Mr. Zolani Bongco. Mola Baba, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Live Sports. Now, we're talking about Mr. Ngumbela. Really, a great tree has fallen and cricket has lost one of its greatest contributors. Tell us more about his annual cricket tournament, which he started in the 1980s.
Well, this all started in the 80s, as you say, in 1989 to be precise. And, he's a well-known philanthropist. He's done quite a lot. He's fed a lot of mouths, families, and everyone. It's a great loss indeed, not only for the people of Hilltown, Fort Beaufort, Alice, Middeldrift, Aidutwa, and all these places, Eastern Cape, but the whole of South Africa. He was not only into cricket, but he was only into a lot of sporting codes. A man who took out of his pocket with no assistance at all from municipalities, from government, from the corporate cents and thousand rands that he had. And you can imagine a person building so many big sporting fields, and one can only wish that he can rest in peace. And if we're talking about someone who needs to go and rest in internal peace, we're talking about Uba Undlovu, Mr. Ngumbela. And I'm honored and really I'm grateful that, I spoke to his family yesterday. They actually gave me a go-ahead to do this interview because I do realize there's a long list, it's a long queue of people who claim to know him and they would like to say a word or two about him. It's a great loss indeed, and may his soul rest in peace. Condolences to his family.
Now, Bongco, you've already touched on the fact that he was involved in many other sporting codes. Included there is rugby, horse racing. Let's talk about the importance of him creating opportunities for players to be able to showcase their talent at the highest level.
Well, he's produced quite a lot of people, not only the sporting codes or sporting heroes, rather. About the Makhaya Ntinis of this world, Monde Zondeki, Mfuneko Ngam. Mfuneko Ngam is the latest, because Mfuneko Ngam has been the coach at the Fort Hare University, taking a lot of young kids into his arms. And, all of those kids were involved in Mr. Ngumbela's tournament. The festivities that were going to lose out, especially everybody was looking forward to end of December because the Jeringolos of this world. Jeringolo is now playing for the Impalas of the Eastern Cape. Most of the guys who are playing for the Impalas in the Eastern Cape now come from these ranks, come from these dirty streets and dirty, places like these Hilltown tournaments and all of those. So he's done quite a lot. It's unbelievable. One cannot, say more about what he has achieved. So, the ace nobles of this world, one of our, renowned soccer referees, he comes from his hands. So, it's such unbelievable visual.
And I love that you've touched on the fact that he's led to the development of many other professional careers. Let's talk about the difficulties that some of the players face in participating in rural tournaments, commonly known as Amacala Egusha. What are those challenges that they face where in tournaments like that, it's not the money that is the driving force, but it's rather the pride and also the hope of being scouted is the driving force?
Well, I lost you a bit there, but I reckon we're talking about Amacala Egusha. Amacala Egusha, it's one of those tournaments where there is no big prize money. It's just the passion that goes along with all that is happening there. And, the young kids want to be known. They just go there and enjoy themselves, without thinking what's going to happen in the near future. And, it has yielded some big results, as I say. One of them is Makhaya Ntini and Mfuneko Ngam, and all these other guys. So many challenges, obviously. You start from the infrastructure. Wow. I mean, there are no nets to play. The field is bumpy, and there's actually nothing. You don't have the luxury of having to go to showers and all of that. But Mr. Ngumbela, he just took his time, and he went deep into his pockets to make sure that everything has been done. You look at the sporting field in Hilltown, for instance, it's up to an international standard of some sort. Recently, we were in big news talking about the stadiums, this and that and that. But you look at the stadium, this he built all by himself. And, it's all his money. There's no sponsor, nothing at all. He's been crying and complaining, trying to get some assistance. But unfortunately, that all fell into deaf ears. So unfortunate. But you know what? Mr. Ngumbela just kept on and keeping on. And here we are. He's gone now, but the legacy will remain.
You talk about him investing his own money and leaving behind a legacy. Is him passing on not also a call for other businessmen as well as businesswomen in the region to start investing in a region that has brought to life so much black talent?
Oh, what, I'm on behalf of him. I'm proud to stand here and say I'm making a great and a strong appeal to everybody to take the baton and not expect the Ngumbela family to do all these things by themselves. But, even if he's gone, please, let's just go out there and assist in whichever way. Let's pour in some money. Do we have to go back to the days where we say, if he was of a different skin color, things would have been different? Yes, that is the truth. No one can run away from that. But it's still time. People can even go there and do something about this whole thing. This is not about anybody's, individual, goals. But this is for the kids. This is for our children. This is for our families. This is for our country. This is for our sport. And all we need to do is just to say, well, I didn't do anything whilst he was alive. I still have an opportunity to do it. Even if he's gone, he will be smiling from upstairs.
Just quickly, Mr. Bongco, as I wrap up with you, I'm running out of time. The 2nd of January in Mildredrift will not be the same. We know that it's lost one of its favorite sons, but it really is a prime example of black excellence. What is your quick, short message to Mr. Ngumbela's family as well as the people in the many communities he's helped?
Interestingly, the last time we were in one of his festivities, I said, I am looking forward to a day where his family would say something or do something when he is even no more. And he stood up and he cracked a joke and he said, I'm not going anywhere, Mtaka Zolani. That's how he called me. So unfortunately, he's gone now. And I think his family, we just have to give them some time, give them some space. They will sit down. They know what kind of a person he was. They know what they need to do, but we don't need to put pressure on them. They know exactly what they need to do. But all of us, we need to go out there and support them as much as we can do.
Bab ZB, thank you so much for your time this morning. Have a great day ahead.
You too, Mapulova. Thank you.